would you describe yourself and what you do in the studio?
I guess I just try to become that everyday person. And these things were just so tedious and they took me so long. I've never really cared for a painting quite like these. Well, not that I cared, but you know, I've been so cautious with work up to this point. This is the second one, Fortuna y Fuerza. And this flock here, as opposed to being black flock, is red flock. And these are kind of coming from like botanicas, different kinds of soaps or powders you can use to actually get these things or whatnot. So if you want Fortuna y Fuerza, you would buy this soap that would have Fortuna y Fuerza and bathe yourself with it in hopes that you would get some strength and fortune. So yeah, they're my funnest paintings as of yet. You know, the newest ones I'm digging on them. They're vibrant. As a moniker I use that just means over there. It's just these letter forms that I've been working with that I'm constantly trying to change and evolve. I had been thinking about cinder block for quite a while. Just something I've always wanted to use. My family lives in Tijuana, so it's something that I've always seen there, and you know, we go there and my family has cinder block walls. You come home and we have drywall. So I was trying to think of how I can use these in my work, and the first idea I had, I saw Aya letter forms in them. That led into creating a pillar for Jesus Malverde, and just to kind of give that vibe and that aesthetic, maybe where the image comes from, you know, and just trying to make it a little closer to home, I guess you can say. If I put him on a white podium, I think he might feel a little too sterile or something like that. And yeah, he feels more at home on the cinder block.
And tell us a little about who Jesus Malverde is and what attracted you to him.
Well, what attracted me to him was he's a people-appointed saint, but he's basically a Robin Hood and who stole from the rich and gave to the poor. His story goes back all the way, I guess, to like the 1890s or something like that. But you know, he's just nice. At one point I had heard somebody say, you ask the Catholic Church for food, they tell you to pray, and you ask Jesus Malverde for food and you eat. I just started seeing him, and I just get attracted to things like that that people are using in their lives, everyday lives.
Are these shoes perpetually new in your mind?
Yeah, I kind of consider them as like a brand new pair of shoes. Obviously, they're not wearable. You know, I was just thinking about cholos and crips and bloods and gangsters in their attire and what it means to wear those shoes, what you're representing when you wear those shoes. Hence, they're called Cortez classics. Cortez being the colonizer of Mexico. I just found that very ironic that these cholos of Mexican descent were wearing shoes of their colonizers and kind of creating the same kind of history, you know. Like when Cortez came, he had Indians go against Indians to help him obviously conquer, and I feel like they're part of that continuum. The cart comes from Mexico. My mom actually helped me acquire the cart because I was having trouble finding one here in Los Angeles just because it's just hard. Nobody sells them. The people who are operating the carts are kind of scared to talk for, you know, they have their reasons. And anyways, my mom came through and she delivered me a cart, and then I went to work, and then I knew I had to do it. My mom said it was the nicest one over there because it had these kind of curves that kind of, I don't know, feel like an old Buick or an old Cadillac or something, and it just got these nice curvature here. It's rounded out. So I bet you it was really the nicest one, but maybe because it was older and it felt a little older, they didn't give it as much credit. But yeah, I totally took it, I totally stripped it down, gave it, you know, patched it up, bondoed it, new coats of lacquer, and yeah, designed it up and
And
whatnot.
this is all your design right here.
Yeah, this is my design, the Desert Eskimo. I'm an avid record collector. I was going through my records and I saw my uncle's record and I was like, wow, Desert Eskimo, you know, I'm in the desert. This is the Eskimo and the palm trees to relate it to Los Angeles, and also just the historical part, you know, just history says, American history has said that Mexicans are really Eskimos that cross the Bering Strait or whatnot, and I always thought that was kind of strange, and this kind of fit in with that, so I was like, it's just like a Mexicano, and in Los Angeles, in the desert, hence the Desert Eskimo, thanks to my Uncle Adrian. Me and some friends curated a show called Summer Love, and we were called the Mezcla Collective. And to make a long story short, I ended up designing popsicles that go inside here, and then I would sell them at the openings, and I've sold them at quite a few openings and a couple other functions. So first right here we have the Aya pop, which is kind of like, it's the Aya glyph. It's something that serves kind of as an icon for me or a logo or something. The second one is a West Side pop, which is a hand sign that means West Side, that kind of comes from a gangster point of view, but it doesn't represent a gang, it just represents the West Coast basically. And we have Amor Puro pop, which is pure love, and we have the 40-ounce pop, which is a 40. And these are strawberry fruit juice, and these are mango. And I make all the juices myself. I blend fruit with fruit juice, and I freeze them one by one, and I package them, and then they go in there with dry ice, and we do it like that. It really is everything, and not because I make it everything. It just happens to be that way. I have no choice really, but I love it. I love my heritage. I love my culture. I love studying more about it and regaining things that I have lost, and also gaining things that I haven't lost. Just adding on to that, adding on to the continuum of who we are as people. I think it definitely fuels my work. I love the images. Yeah. That's basically it. It's really simple. I'm not trying to save anybody. I'm not trying to really teach anybody anything. I'm just kind of discovering things for myself and kind of having a dialogue with what's out there and what's inside myself, and if they come together nicely, we end up having some kind of object or some kind of painting or drawing or relic or whatnot.